I got engaged on New Year's Eve of 2025. I woke up the next morning with a headache, and on what was supposed to be the first day of a new chapter, I just felt off. Here's the thing though, I wasn't even a heavy drinker. Once, maybe twice a week, a drink after a long week, something social on the weekend, and that's it. It had never felt like a problem. And maybe it never was a big problem. But I started paying attention. Sleep was the first thing that I noticed. Even one drink was quietly wrecking my recovery. I just hadn't noticed before. Then there was the physical side. At this point in my life, a rough night doesn't just cost me the next morning. It cost me 2 or 3 days. And lastly, I noticed that my emotional baseline was off. I'd overreact on small bad situations, and I'd overreact on little good situations. My swings were way bigger than they should have been, and I couldn't figure out why until I started connecting all the dots. So, I started asking myself a simple question. Does this increase the likelihood that I achieve my goals? So, for drinking alcohol, does it increase the likelihood that I improve my sleep? No. Does it increase the likelihood that I improve my productivity? No. Does it make me a better partner, a better leader? No. It fails every filter. So the answer is pretty obvious, but we just seem to ignore it for some reason. I decided to set a rule for myself. For me, it was no drinking during the first quarter of the year, and I tied that to a professional goal that actually meant something to me. It was a commitment with a deadline and an actual reason behind it. Q1 is done, and every aspect of my life has improved. Sleep, stress, emotional stability, clarity, all of them. So imagine what this question could do for every habit in our lives. Think about this for a second. Say you're building something that matters, a business, a relationship, better health, and you could get there in 2 years. But the habits that you've never questioned could stretch that time out to 5 years. And it's not that something is broken, it's that it just takes longer than it needed to. And you never even noticed because there was no single moment where it all fell apart. That's the part that gets people. Oftentimes there's no wake-up call. The bad habits just quietly cost you time. So run your habits through that filter. Always ask yourself, does this increase the likelihood that I achieve my goals? And the ones that don't pass, just cut them off.